My name is not Jared Erickson.
What is your name? It's not Chad.
It's Chad.
Chad what?
T-Ring.
Chad sounds like he's a little up.
57 grams of meth, 8 grams of fentanyl, 36 yellow alprazolam pills, 3 grams of THC, and oxycodone pills.
Sounds like a weekend to me, at Bernie's. Doesn't it sound like a good start to a party?
Can you just hold my pants up so my ass crack and stick out from the lady?
Can you please pull my pants up so my ass crack isn't open in front of the lady? I think that's the least of your problems. I don't think she really gives a shit about your ass crack. You see all this activity and all this chaos and all this bullshit? This is what drug dealing looks like.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, and guess what I am? I'm your board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Yours, just you. You know who I'm talking to. And I am coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, accompanied by our content genius, Michael Rivers, who's behind the camera. And actually, he gave me these, so I feel compelled to wear them, and they look fantastic. So today, we are reacting to every drug dealer's worst nightmare. Before we get to that, this is brought to you by eForms.com. eForms.com is a very effective way to do business by creating remote documents, and you don't have to hire a lawyer to get a legally binding contract, to do a power of attorney, to get a rental agreement, any kind of thing like that. So when my grandmother is downstairs in her basement and she's on Craigslist looking to buy some kind of four-wheeler because she likes to go mudding all the time, you should see her. She gets filled with mud. And she and her little cronies, they go crazy. But when Grandma buys her four-wheeler, which she's actually doing a search for that right now on Craigslist, she wants to be protected. Let's say she buys it and it's all of a sudden stolen, but she has a bill of sale. Guess what? She has proof that she bought it. For whatever other kind of implication, you have a legally binding agreement that is created by eForms.com, not an expensive lawyer, because I would just charge a ton of money, and my grandma can't afford it. And I wouldn't give her a break on a fee anyway. So that is eForms.com. Make sure you visit them and use them. And so before we get to every drug dealer's worst nightmare, I want to give a shout out to a couple people. So Madeline writes, "This is a card for justice. The 11th in the major arena." I think that's what it says. Y'all are one heck of a team, and I love the videos. Not only do I tell my friends, but I show them to my own dad. A funny joke, he once called me father and son, LOL, nope, daughter. I would like to especially thank the content genius, Michael Rivers. You find the greatest and most random things. Keep at it. This is the card she sends, the card of justice. I don't throw it, I love this stuff, and I keep it all, and it's so awesome. Then we also have Dave. Dave writes, "Bruce and content genius Michael Rivers. I am a big fan of your Bruce Rivers CLR channel on YouTube. I love the commentary and, of course, your sense of humor." I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he made these chains, these bullet chains. You see this? Your keychain? And on it, it's got my name, and it says "Stop Self-Snitching." And it's actually done really well. We got a picture of it here. But it's done with electrolysis and polyurethane and some other things. I'm not going to be bringing that to the airport. So a bit more about the bullet chain. The text and design are drawn on the etching by electrolysis. The bullet is simply a twig. So it's a casing with a twig on the end. Anyway, Dave, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. This blows me away how kind you guys are. All right, so this is about drug dealing. I've handled a lot of drug cases in my day, and it never ceases to amaze me. Let me just tell you, behind every drug dealer, there's all kinds of snitches out there. The government's cases are all built on what? Snitches. You get a user that gets popped with some drugs in his car because they get pulled over, and all of a sudden they get a drug case. And guess what? Here comes the task force. The task force says, "Hey, you want to get out of this case? I got to wait for you to get out of it." So they snitch on their dealer. They snitch on and what happens is You know how Facebook, has got a mesh, a network of people. You know this person, you know this person. Well, that's what happens with the agents on federal drug cases. So let's just kind of see what happens here.
An officer was on routine patrol when he observed a particular silver vehicle in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The officer knew that the female driver was on probation for drug-related activities. He was aware that she had been residing at a local hotel notorious for drug use, distribution.
Let me tell you something what happens at hotels. Drugs happen at hotels. And a lot of times people will always, because there'll also be users and possessors and sellers. A lot of sellers of drugs are also users. And I had one case, my client had a felon in possession charge. He passed out, and he's naked on the bed, and he's got drugs in the room, and he is stayed past his time where the hotel was rented. Hello? So the manager calls the cops and said I can see him in there, and so the cops come and they roust him, and there's a pistol right next to him, and you're kind of screwed. So using drugs in hotels is super common.
Distribution and other illegal activities. Eventually, the officer witnessed the female and another male entering a different hotel. He proceeded to follow them and approach the pair in the hallway.
Hello? Your name Jared? What's your name?
I'm Chad.
Chad what? I thought you were Jared. Somebody else. How you spell your last name, man? You don't have any warrants, right?
So, okay, he knows she's on probation for drugs. What's their probable cause for stopping them? Doesn't appear that there is any at this point.
Warrants or anything, do you?
No.
Who do you guys know here?
Friend.
Oh, a friend here. Where you guys come from? Oh,
You don't have to answer any of his questions. Them being in a hotel is not illegal. There's a case called Terry versus Ohio. Everybody should know that. It's reasonable and articulable suspicion is required that a crime was committed, and the person committed it, usually right in front of the officer, unless he's got some credible source. And right now, all he has is just her history with nothing further.
just asking. Who stays here?
A friend. Why are you questioning me so much?
I'm just asking. They're not answering the door, though.
The officer requested dispatch to conduct a records check on the male, revealing that he had no outstanding warrants.
10-4. All right, man. You guys are good to go. See ya.
Upon returning to his patrol car, he decided to conduct another records check on the male's identity.
Now here's the deal. Let's say I'm that guy, and I got a bunch of dope on me. Guess what I'm doing? I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'm not staying at that hotel or any hotel near there, and I'm getting an Uber someplace.
During this process, the image and description
And I wouldn't go back to my vehicle, especially if my vehicle had drugs in it.
associated with the provided name did not align with the male's appearance. This led the officer to suspect that the male had given him a false identity.
False identity. Guess what? That is a crime. That is a foray now into the government fucking with you.
He then returned to the hotel parking lot and spotted the two individuals near the front door. The officer believed the male could be someone named Jared with a felony warrant, but the male denied being Jared.
Jared! There you are.
No, I'm not.
You're not Chad.
I'm not Jared. My name is not Jared. My name is Chad.
Chad what?
Chad T-Ring.
You got an ID?
I don't have an ID.
Because lift up your head. You're not.
My name is Chad.
You have an ID?
I don't have an ID, sir.
Come on here, I'll show you.
No.
Yeah, hey, you can't go.
Yes, I can. What did I do?
Because I looked at the thing, it looks like you're Jared Erickson.
My name is not Jared Erickson.
What is your name? It's not Chad.
It's Chad.
Chad
T-Ring.
what?
T-Ring.
I'll show
Chad sounds like he's a little fucked up. And this is the thing about drugs. Takes your freedom, takes your health, takes your money. Oh, but goddamn it, I gotta have a lot more of it. Oh, it takes your freedom. Did I say that?
booking for. It's not you.
My name is not Jared Erickson.
Then what is it? It's not Chad.
It's Chad, sir. This is not. My name is Chad T-Ring.
The Chad T-Ring was bald, 6'3" and 180 something pounds. That's not.
Yeah, but I shrank.
Alright, stop reaching for stuff.
I'm not reaching. I'm reaching my bag, sir. I did not. You cannot. You cannot
Yep,
put
you
your
gotta
hands
stay
on
here.
me.
You
No.
lied about your name.
No, I
You
did
lied
not.
about-
I did
your
not
name's
lie.
Your name's not Chad.
Don't put your hands on me.
Your name's not Chad.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Don't put your hands.
Your
Yes,
name's
it
not
is. It's Chad T. Rinks.
No, it's not.
Sir,
I
don't
looked
put
at
your
it. It says-
hands on me.
it says-
Why are you doing this,
Stop
dude?
it.
My
Stop
name
it.
is Chad.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not Chad.
No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, can you? What withering interrogation? No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
You're Jared Erickson.
No, I'm not.
Then stop resisting right now.
Okay.
Hang out.
All right.
We're gonna figure out who you are because what you told me is not true. You might be
Yes.
Chad, but you're not Chad Turing.
Yeah.
I looked-
T.
You're not.
E.
You're not 6'3", and you're not 185 pounds, and you're not bald. She's leaving you.
Are you leaving me?
So you're gonna tell me your real name or
My
not?
name is Chad.
Now that was the smartest thing she could do. Is just fucking leave that guy behind.
T-Ring guy.
I looked at your booking photos.
This is illegal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, because your name is not Chad.
Yes, it is, sir.
No, stop.
Will you let me go, please?
Until we figure out your name, you gotta stop.
Dude, okay, dude. My name is Chad.
So far, other than the false name, what is the crime that he's committed? Nothing.
T-Ring, bro.
No, turn around that way. We're gonna detain you right
No.
now. Your name's not Chad,
Yes,
dude.
it is, dude. Let me go.
No, it's not.
Will you let me go, dude?
I just looked up.
Let me
Stop.
go, dude.
Stop.
No,
Stop.
dude. Come on.
Stop.
Stop. Please.
Your name's not Chad.
Now, you might think that you can resist an unlawful arrest. In most jurisdictions, especially Minnesota, you cannot resist an unlawful arrest. So it just, so he's compounding things by doing this.
Chad, dude.
But he's probably also got dope on him.
Your name is not Chad.
Let me go.
Your name's not Chad. He's fighting me. Hurry up.
While attempting to take him into custody, the officer observed him concealing a black box in the fender of a nearby vehicle.
I'm gonna tase you, bro. You better stop now.
Don't tase me, bro.
Tase you. I'm gonna tase you, dude. Knock it off, Jared.
It's not Jared.
What is your name then? You're lying.
No, 28 as well.
All right, my name is Steve.
The male continuously resisted and was ultimately dropped on his ass, causing the officer's body cam to deactivate.
It never works out to fuck with the police. Better off just going peacefully and not saying a thing. But he shouldn't have talked to them at all. I mean, I don't have to identify myself to you. I've done nothing wrong. I don't want to talk to you. He should have had one of these and looked in the mirror.
Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, you see all this activity and all this chaos and all this bullshit? This is what drug dealing looks like when it goes wrong. You know, some people think, oh yeah, if I just sell some shit, I can get a car, I can get a watch, I can get a grill, I can get this, I can get that. I can get women, the kind of women that, that you get with this kind of activity. And the guys that are in this, this is more, it's easier to get a job, go to school.
Okay, okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
One in custody, other unit, slow down.
Good walk. You dumb something over there.
I got all this. I can breathe.
You alright, bud?
Oh.
I'm gonna check this out. Alright, meth. Yeah. Meth. Alright, bud. That's it. There we go. That's what I thought.
My name's not Jared.
Oh, you lied about your name. It's not Chad, I can assure you that.
Ironically, his real name wasn't Jared. Instead, he was identified as Jacob, a 31-year-old with 3 active warrants for his arrest.
That's a bummer for him. It isn't hard to just stay out of jail. It really isn't. Just stay in school, get a good job, get a good woman, do what you got to do, put money in the bank, and stay away from drugs. It's not that hard.
What's your name then?
You're gonna find out anyway.
So tell us then.
Tell us.
Jacob.
Jacob who?
What are you searching at?
What's wrong?
That other pocket.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to such a reason at least hold my pants up so my ass crack and stick out for the lady.
Can you please pull my pants up so my ass crack isn't open in front of the lady? Or out in front of the lady. I think that's the least of your problems. I don't think she really gives a shit about your ass crack.
Stand up. Ding, ding, ding.
I can take him.
Where am I going?
You mean my face? Could punch you?
And here's the thing. You know, a lot of people think drugs are a victimless crime and all that stuff. But there's so much involved with drugs. There's guns that are involved with drugs. There's illegal money that's involved with drugs. There's overdosing that's involved with drugs. There's deaths that are caused by drugs. And with fentanyl, you know, I think in the last 2 years in northern Minnesota, there have been over 300 fentanyl overdoses and like 70 deaths. I mean, it's an epidemic. So it is not just a victimless crime.
I need to.
So when you get in there, this is in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, which is a small town. And guess what these cops do? When they know who's fucked up. They know who the local drug dealers are. They know who's got a warrant and who doesn't. So you're on the street in those little towns. Guess what? It's not like you're in a bigger city like Minneapolis or Chicago or even New York for that matter. You know, they don't know who people are because they're just going from call to call to call. But these guys in small towns, they got nothing to do. So it's nothing, no skin off his nose to shag her ass in another hotel. Because he knows some illegal shit's going down. So just all he had to do was just kind of roust him a little bit, and then they made the mistake.
Because I went over there, looked at the booking folder name, he told me 6'3", 180 something pounds. I'm like, nah. That dude's under 5'10". You good? That's what I'm talking about. You good? Yeah. A lot of meth?
I just don't like, you know, the gloating and the hooting and hollering. But when you have a 2-year education, you know, that's what really gets you off.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
But I do like them taking people off the street because they feed my children.
Yeah, that's a good amount of meth.
You got a cell phone? Annalise?
She dipped.
Did she?
She knew. Yeah, I think he smacked me in the face, but I don't know.
How dumb is that? I mean, all of a sudden he realizes he fucked up, and then now he's got an assault against a police officer, felony. He's got possession of drugs, felony, and obstructing justice, felony.
We got
I don't know.
battery to an officer.
I don't know if he hit me though purposely or what.
I would argue that if it's in a
That is a good statement for him on the assault. I don't know if he hit me on purpose or what.
in an active fight like that.
Yeah, you're trying to get away.
He's got a ton of cash.
Inside the black magnetic box were various drugs, including 57 grams of meth, 8 grams of fentanyl, 36 yellow alprazolam pills, 3 grams of THC, and oxycodone pills.
Sounds like a weekend to me, you know, at Bernie's. Doesn't it sound like a good party, a good start to a party? If you have over 50 grams of meth, he could be looking at at least a 5-year mandatory minimum. If he's got 2 priors, or if he's got 1 prior, he could be looking at a 10-year mandatory minimum. 2 priors, he could be looking at a 20-year mandatory minimum. And guess what? If he's got 3 priors, he could be looking at life. I mean, that's why these dumb drug dealers are, you know, especially at this level, because he's low a level. But the cops just took his money, took his drugs, and took his body. Nothing left. And this just goes to show you, he's on the street, he's dealing on the street, he's in a hotel, and those are areas where you can get fucked with.
Additionally, over $1,200 in cash was found in Jacob's coat pocket.
I'll just probably leave it in here. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to, like, you get an evidence bag? We'll just put the cash in there for now.
felony possession with intent.
See, he's got 56 grams, but you see how it's packaged? That's packaged for sale. And when something's packaged for sale, that's different than somebody is using. You know, almost every time I have somebody that's using that gets popped with a drug charge, even if it's a larger quantity, if I get them cleaned up, you know, go to treatment, and all of a sudden they're now clean and sober, and they've got a support system, I can always keep them out of prison. But on the distribution charges, very, very difficult to keep somebody like that out of prison unless they snitch. But I don't represent snitches.
So those magnets there,
That's what he's trying to do. He was trying to put it up in the car. We're fighting that car right there. And make sure that's not damaged.
You know, that's interesting because there's all kinds of different ways people store drugs in a car to avoid detection. You know, they put them, you know, pull off the side panel of the door and then put them in the door and then put them in tires, put them under the engine, all kinds of different ways that people try to conceal drugs in a car.
Damaged because I slammed him into her car. She left.
She left in the vehicle.
Yep.
That was smart of her to fucking leave. Left him holding the bag. Sounds like a match made in heaven.
I'm gonna check that car, make sure it's not damaged. What do you think car? Damaged. It's not their car. Rubbing on here.
Put them on cell phone restrictions at the jail. I'll tell you on that. That's probably 26. That's probably 26. Or,
Look at these little ones.
Yep. It's not bad. Yeah, it is. Look at that. It's different. That's him. Small bags of coke. Fentanyl and coke, that's pretty consistent with 26 ounces. Probably a little bit less a piece. Can you...
26 ounces? That was not 26 ounces. 26 grams, maybe, but not 26 ounces. 28 grams is an ounce.
Pull up his booking photo. No, 20 micros. You can confirm the points.
Oh, man, he's a big guy. For his size, he's heavy. Yeah, like I was telling them, gave me the name. We were inside there. I came out, looked it up, and it was 6'3", 180. Flip back around. You lied about your name. You gave me a fake, gave me somebody else's name, date of birth, and everything. So we're doing a deal.
Now keep in mind, at the outset, he did not have to give the officer any information. The officer followed him into the hotel and asked him, "Who do you know here?" And you could say, "Nobody. I mean, I don't have to answer your questions. I do not have to answer anything you have to say. Am I free to leave?" What's the crime at that point? There's no crime. It's a public building.
With that.
So Connor just let her know all the charges, and then I told her to do phone restrictions because the drug battery.
Yeah, identity. What's it called when the felony one? Not resisting when you give a fake name or someone else's name to avoid a warrant.
Oh, well, was it a real name? Like
Real
it
name.
came back to a return. You got to call that person. We need to make sure that he did not get consent for that. But that's identity theft. I don't know the statute number.
Avoidance.
That is not identity theft. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll talk about that in another episode, but I love listening to these cops interpret statutes.
Avoidance.
Yeah.
Avoidance, that's it.
And PD then?
Yep.
All right. Good job.
Thanks.
In the end, Jacob was slammed with felony counts of possession with intent to deliver meth, fentanyl, narcotics, Schedule 4 drugs, possession of THC, second offense, battery to an officer, identity theft, bail jumping ×2, and misdemeanor resisting an officer. Every charge was a repeater. He was ultimately given a cash bond set at $10,000.
In Wisconsin, that means he had to put up 10 grand, not 10%. So a little word to the wise. Number one, don't do drugs. Drugs take your freedom, your health, your money, and, there's no upside to it. Oh, maybe it feels good in the initial, but, anytime you touch drugs, you don't know if you're dealing with a snitch or not, because snitches also get users and dealers. And if you're selling drugs, find something else to do. And it's not because I have this philosophical bent against drugs. I just was always too afraid to do drugs. My dad was a fireman, and he would respond to these medicals all the time because they were first responders. And he would tell us these stories about people overdosing and that kind of thing. And then he showed us this video once, and my sister was screaming, and it scared the shit out of me. I was just a little kid. And ever since, I was always too afraid to try drugs. And I'm glad I didn't. You know, it's very difficult when somebody that you love is on drugs and can't get off of them. And then all of a sudden you yank them out of an ER from an overdose. Or they lie to you, or they steal from you, or whatever. Just be kind to everybody around you, and try not to be anybody's worst nightmare, let alone a drug dealer's worst nightmare. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your criminal defense lawyer, board certified. And right now I'm actually in a homicide trial, so we're taking a little break from that to do this. I want you to know that I want you to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon because we're doing some good work there, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God.